Hi everyone, and thank you so much, Sushmita, Shalini, and Praveen, for giving me this platform to share my journey, whatever little journey that I've taken towards sustainability in fashion, towards conscious consumption, and share it with you all today. So, I'm really honored to be part of this platform and part of this really good initiative. And thank you all today for joining and donating towards this really great initiative. And I would like to start by saying it's such a great day to talk about sustainability in first place because today is World Environment Day. You guys might have already been bombarded by hashtag World Environment Day post, so you guys might know. So I find it befitting that today we talk about sustainability and social media and content creation of it all. So let me begin by saying I'm going to keep this chat very casual because it's a personal journey that I'm sharing with you guys. But I do have a few tips for whoever who wants to start their journey in social media and start talking about sustainability in fashion through social media. So I have a few tips, so you can take them down if you wish and you find them valuable. You gave a really good intro for me, Sushmita. I was going to anyways give a little bit background about myself. So I have done my BCom, and then I did my graduation in Bachelor's of Design with Fashion Communication as specialization through School of Fashion Technology, Pune, which is affiliated with SNDT University, Mumbai. While I was studying there, I got a really amazing chance to work with Meher Castellino ma'am on press releases for Lakme Fashion Week. So that's how I started my writing career as such. Then I got a chance to intern at Femina magazine in Mumbai. And after graduation, for a brief moment, I was at House of Anita Dongre in the role of fashion communication executive for their two brands and global basically. Later, I joined MissMalini.com as a fashion and beauty blogger. I was there for about 2.5 years and I left the job at the post of senior feature writer. Currently, I do have my own blog, but essentially I love to make content through my social media space and start a conversation on like my main topic of conversation is how to increase the lifespan of a product or especially a clothing item and make and give it a new life or give it a new life cycle essentially. And yeah, that was sort of like my brief intro. And now I would like to talk about how social media became part of my life. It essentially came into picture when I started working at Miss Malini. We as bloggers or even feature writer had many other roles to fulfill as well. So it was not just writing blogs or it was not just writing articles, but it was so much more than that. It was producing videos, it was covering events, it was doing live coverage of the events, it was writing about it was interviewing celebrities, it was interviewing fashion designers. So I had a really great exposure while working at Miss Malini. But the very most important thing that the takeaway was social media for me. I had the pleasure to work on their Miss Malini fashion handle and work on it, make it grow to a really good number of followers. And that was possible by understanding how social media works or how like a great concrete plan of action really helps you grow on any platform social media. Like when we were at Miss Malini, I had to basically understand how different platforms work. So that's where I got my experience in social media. I became sort of social media savvy. I am not that savvy though, but that's where I got my experience from essentially. And that's where I got to know how fast-paced and how ever-changing the world of social media is. And if you guys experience it, every day there's a new app where the wannabe influencers want to be a part of it. And every day the current apps are changing their algorithm. Or every day the current apps are changing the way our audience perceive the content, right? And it's all based on algorithm. It's all based on how much of what content you like. You see what you like and you see it more because you have liked that kind of content. So it's an ever-changing, fast-paced sort of world. And when you see sustainability, it's such a huge contrast, right? Because when it comes to sustainability, things can't be rushed. So it's like you have two conflicting ideas, but a social media, like a blogger who is essentially focused on sustainability or who is essentially focused on conscious consumption or conscious living, have to juxtapose those two together. And I am still honestly struggling with it at times. You fall in the trap of algorithm and oh my god, suddenly everyone wants to have more followers, but then you lose focus on what exactly your main aim is. So when it comes to sustainability, as I mentioned, it can't be rushed. It also is such a huge bucket of topics. Sustainability is not something that is it can be simply defined because it has so many topics under its umbrella. Like nowadays, people are even contemplating whether fashion can even be sustainable at any given point of time, or like what is the carbon footprint of the industry that we are so much part of or we love so much, or like what are the social economic aspects or impact of a particular like maybe fashion supply chain on different countries or on this world. So there are so many topics to cover when it comes to sustainability as such, and it becomes chaotic when it comes to like personal journey in regards to sustainability in fashion especially. It kind of becomes overwhelming at times. I personally face this mental block of I don't know where to start. I really have no idea how I can begin my journey in sustainability or can begin my journey as a consumer who is conscious about her decisions. So, and I realized that alternatively, you have sort of so much information out there. Like everyone out there is giving you really good information. There are organizations like Fashionrevolution, Remake, the Sustainability Fashion Forums. There are so many different organizations that are giving you the kind of right information. Like if you have a query about, you want to know the carbon footprint of the industry that you work at, you get that information. So information is out there, but when it comes to on a personal level, it becomes overwhelming because it's sort of a huge responsibility on a person to even begin. And most of the problems are so much to do with the supply chain of the industry that you feel like, okay, I do sign this petition, or okay, I will join the movement, or okay, I will do a grassroots, I'll help out on a grassroots level, but it's not enough. So what do I do on a personal level? How do I change or make change? Or, it's all about as simple as changing your plastic toothbrush to a bamboo one. But do I have access to that? So even at times, sustainability comes with privilege as well. So it's a struggle. It's a mental struggle. If you guys have faced it, like I am with you. I'm still facing it. It's not like I'm like done and dusted with it. So it's where you kind of like figure out what to do, or like try to make some conscious efforts. Like it's small actions that will help you start your journey in sustainability. And I don't even say sustainability because sustainability is such a huge word. I feel it gives you sort of like, oh my god, I can't feeling. But I feel like then conscious living becomes a very like palatable kind of a word, because then you actually understand that you consciously take those actions and make your life better, make the earth's life better. So it's those kind of process, and it's those kind of thinking that like motivates you. And for me, it all began by reading. Honestly, the more I read, the more I wanted to change, because I was shocked to know the amount of water that is wasted while creating just one t-shirt. And then your t-shirt is not even like, it was quoted that it's not even it's as cheap as anything else in the market, like, but it wastes so much water. So, and why is the industry that I love one of the most polluting industries? So these are the questions that are like sort of existential questions, right? But then how do you get over it? It is, I feel like, by reading, by getting the right information, by being part of like certain moments, by being part of like, by signing petitions, by like, there are some amazing moments like Remake did the pay up movement recently, which sort of changed how we looked at big brands like Nike, and like how there is sort of a problem, the social economic impact of such big brands, and they are not paying up their garment workers. So those kind of information you only get by reading and by being aware of those situations. Then Fashion Revolution has an amazing moment called Who Made My Clothes. Again, Remake did, like recently the ongoing movement is no new clothes, and I am all for it, because that's how I started my sustainable fashion journey. Last year I made a conscious decision of doing a shopping ban, of doing a shopping fast. And I'm saying shopping fast in a sense with only clothes. I did shop for the rest of the other things, but when it comes to clothes, I decided really I have nowhere to go because of pandemic. I'm stuck at home. I do not have a 24/7 job anymore to go to or to dress up to. I don't have events to attend. I don't have any occasions to dress up for. So do I really need to click that cart and like hit checkout? I really don't have to do that anymore. So my conscious decision last year was to take a shopping ban for almost a year. And it made more sense last year because we were not going out. We were just stuck at home. It was sort of a really good time for me to get used to the fact that I don't have to buy new trendy clothes anymore. And then what this shopping ban did for me was really a game changer. It was something that sort of, started the whole conscious living for me, because it made me more creative with the clothes I already have. And that's how I started my journey as a conscious fashion consumer. I read about how clothes are made. I read about what it takes to make a viscose fabric. I read about what it takes to make a pure cotton fabric. So it kind of opened my mind that, okay, if I don't demand for it, maybe the brands won't supply it. Maybe that's how it is. If your demand is high, your supply remains high. So if you stop demanding for these trendy clothes, your fast fashion companies won't have any audience to, make clothes for. So that's what the aim is for. Like, no new clothes is what the movement talks about. It talks about loving your clothes that are already there in your wardrobe. And this shopping ban did just that for me. And I started my two series on Instagram. One is Reimagines and one is Maximize My Closet. So I'll speak about Reimagines first because it sort of was a series of its own already, because I love to upcycle clothes. I love to DIY, and it has been something I love giving a second life to a product that might end up in a landfill, that might end up in my trash. So why not look at the potential of the material that's on in hand for me? Why not look at the fabric in a different way? That is what the idea behind Rashmi Imagine series is, to look at the fabric, to look at the clothes I already have, and to reimagine it in a new avatar, or to reimagine it or give it a new life altogether. I have my first ever DIY in this series, and it was this top that I did. And essentially, it's a very old top from, I think, about 5 to 6 years ago. I bought it, and it had a tear at the armhole. And the material is, honestly, it's a man-made material, so it's not that great, but it couldn't be mended, right? So my first instinct is to mend. That is what I love about our culture, because we promote mending, we promote taking care of our clothes. So I couldn't mend it, so my first instinct was to make it sleeveless. And I made it sleeveless. I added the patches. One of my friends gave me these patches, and I added it to the top, and it was it's now a completely new top that I can wear in for my summer vacation. And I did not waste the sleeves. I kept the sleeves. I transformed the sleeves. One is now a scrunchie, and another is a purse, a sling bag that I use. So I make sure that whatever upcycle I do has least amount of wastage as well, because that is something that I'm really, really careful about, because I really do not want to make sure that the material does not end up in landfill, and make sure that it has that kind of new lease on life. Now I have 3 products that I can use any given time. So that is something that I really, really love about this series of mine. Even this shirt has been upcycled. It was my husband's shirt, and I embroidered a pocket, a patch near the pocket. So it's something, when you see the material, if the material is really good, why throw it away? Why not use it? Why not make a conscious decision and use it in some other way, in some other form? So that was the idea behind Rash Reimagines. And when it came to maximize my closet, my idea was that everyone has closet basics, right? Everyone might have a shirt, everyone has a white tank top, everyone has jeans, everyone has a trouser in their wardrobe. So I just wanted to make sure that they are we utilize those wardrobe basics to the max possible. So from one wardrobe basic, you can have 15 outfits of the day. So you really, do you need new clothes if you already have 15 outfits in your closet? So that is exactly what my idea behind that series was, that to showcase people that, hey, this is something that you might already have in your closet. As basic as a white shirt, you can style it by changing just the collar. You can style it by changing just the tuck of the shirt. So it's as simple as, you don't have to completely do upcycle a product. It's just about styling the products you already have in your wardrobe. And then you start looking at your wardrobe in a very different way. That is what my experience was. The what not to wear psychology just goes away, and you clearly understand then, hey, I have plenty amount of things to wear, and I can mix and match, I can experiment. And I feel personally, from my experience, I was afraid to experiment with my closet. So I can very well understand when it comes to like a person who is not from a fashion background, and they'll be like, oh, it's easy for you to style, but like, what about me? I don't know. I just have this white shirt. So that's where this series came into picture, because I wanted to show people who are like intimidated by fashion or intimidated by styling their clothes that no, guys, it's easy, and it can be done with whatever you have in your closet. So that was sort of the idea behind Maximize My Closet. And that's what I wanted to say, that this shopping ban gave me so much more than when I started it, I thought, oh, it's just an experiment, let me see how many months I can survive it. But then I came out of it with these amazing series. I came out of it with sort of a focus, because when it came to sustainability in fashion, it was like intimidating to think about. But this ban gave me a focus. It gave me sort of a area of like my niche. And that's exactly my first point for anyone who wants to do social media and talk about sustainability, would be to find your niche, to find the subject that you want to talk about, because sustainability is such a huge umbrella and it's such a huge responsibility to talk about everything. Obviously, you can share information. I do share as much as I can on my social media platforms from other people who have the right information. So I do not want to disseminate wrong information. So if I am not writing about it, I might as well share it. So obviously you can share, but when you're creating content, especially starting out as a newbie in social media, if you want to start out, my first tip would be to find your niche. Even if it's sustainability, find what you want to speak about, reiterate it with your content, talk about it more. People will slowly start to understand that this is what your brand is all about. This is what your content is all about, and it's not just me styling one trouser 10 ways, but it has some meaning behind it as well. So start with the niche, find what your niche is, find what you are passionate about, find what you want to really talk about, jot down the content. Don't think about whether it will be a video or a YouTube video. Don't think about it at the start. Just write down what you really want to talk about, and the content will start flowing when you understand what your niche is. And my second tip would be to find out the platform that speaks to you the most, to find the platform that is social media platform that is relevant to the niche, the topic in consideration. And I feel like when it comes to sustainability, of course, it's overwhelming. But when it comes to social media, it is also overwhelming, guys. There are so many platforms out there, and people are just bringing new platforms and making sort of like a hype about it, that no, you need to join this platform as well. So it's sort of the urgency to be on every platform, oh, I need to be on Twitter as well, I need to be on Instagram as well, I need to be on YouTube. Oh my god, I'm missing a YouTube link. When TikTok came in, I need to make videos. Not many people are okay making videos. Not many people are shy. I was shy. I started making videos because when I was at Miss Mani, I was the fashion representative and I had to make videos for them. So I got over it, but I can understand very well if you're not comfortable making videos. So pick that platform, and while picking the platform, remember what that platform was essentially meant for. Why was there a need for that platform in first place? So if you see Twitter, it was to promote your thoughts out loud. So if you are a person who can just write your thoughts down, hey, Twitter is where you need to be, or Reddit is where you need to be. Or if you feel like you're vocal about things and you want to represent your voice, you can start a podcast like Shalini and Shushmita did. And like, or you can be a part of Clubhouse, you can start your own room. So, find your niche and find your platform that you're most relevant with. Instagram was essentially made for pictorial representation of your life, and YouTube was only for video creation. So if you have more things to say, and if you feel reels are not enough, or if you feel like Instagram, IGTV video is not enough, go on YouTube, make vlogs, talk about what you are most passionate about. Do fact check though. Don't disseminate information which is wrong. So, that responsibility comes on you when you are a content creator as well. So my second tip would be to find a relevant platform. For me, I found that Instagram worked really well for me because I love clicking pictures, but I also loved doing the video series for my followers. And then your followers will also come with you. So don't take that kind of tension. Oh my God, followers, they will follow you. But once you start creating content, and once you start creating content on a relevant platform, right? And my third tip would be to, once you know the niche, now you also know the platform, right? So now set your goals. I'm saying set your goals now because your goals can change from quarter to quarter. It can change from month to month. It can change from year to year. Your goals can be as simple as, oh, I just want to create content and publish it on my platform. It can be as like, after a few months, you're like, hey, people are really interested in my content. Now I would like to achieve that kind of audience, So my goal for like next quarter would be to achieve 30,000 followers on this platform. Or like, some people think like social media is part of their income stream, and there is like no bad rep in that. Of course that you can generate income through social media. So maybe your goal would be brand promotion, or to get that brand pitch, or to get that brand sanction for your like upcoming videos or photos or whatever your content would be. So it depends, like your goal will change. And remember, once your goal changes, your plan of action also changes. So you can't keep the same plan of action or the content plan that you had for your previous goal. It has to change with your new goal. So that's why I say that your niche remains the same. Your platforms also more or less remain the same, but your goals would change, and it can be short-term goal, it can be long-term goal, depending on what your aim is. Because your conversation will remain the same, it will just grow, it won't like diminish, right? So like think about the goal, and when you're thinking about the goal, also use the platform you're using, right? Make sure the platform that you're using is a right tool for you. Nowadays, all the platforms have insights already. Like you can like get access to your insights. What are people liking? Are they liking still posts? Are they liking like videos? On Twitter also, what time is your tweet getting the most hit? So you will understand your content better and your interaction with your audience better through those insights. So use your platform as a tool. Another way to use your platform as a tool is as a research tool. So follow the right people, follow the people in your niche, follow the people who are talking about your niche, follow the people who are talking about sustainability in fashion, follow the people who are living the life through conscious consumption, follow right organizations like Fashionrevolution, like Remake, the Sustainability Fashion Forum. Follow right hashtags. Hashtags also do wonder, guys. So follow the right hashtags and you will see the content, you will see what works for them as well, right? And nobody is your competition here, because you all are doing content for the greater good. When it comes to sustainability, we all are working towards it. We all are trying to provide that knowledge, or trying to provide that kind of semblance in this chaos, right? Like, hey, I'm trying out upcycling clothes, you want to try it out with me too? Or hey, I'm styling my trouser in so many different ways, you want to try it out too? So it's sort of like, follow that kind of, use that platform to your advantage. Why not? Another thing I would like to say, as I mentioned, brand promotion and brand integration. I feel like as a sustainable blogger, or anyone who wants to promote sustainability or conscious living, you have to keep in mind that, hey, it's a niche audience. So you can't get 1 million followers instantly in a day. So that is one thing that you need to understand. It's a very niche, and many people find it boring. I have to be very real here. Many people do not want to talk about sustainability. Many people do not want to talk about pollution, or many people do not want to talk about how harmful fast fashion is. So it's a very niche audience that you get to capture, but it's an audience that you can build a community with, because these are all like-minded people. These are all working towards the same goal. Another thing is, you can't be a casual fashion blogger and get brands, any brands, to get promotion on your any social media platform, because you have to be conscious and you have to understand whom you need to collaborate with. So as much as you can, please check the background of that brand before collaborating with it, especially if that is your income stream, and if that is one of your income stream and you're getting paid for it, you might as well check what kind of brand you're dealing with. If you in a day, if you're promoting this brand and later day you realize, oh, they have been greenwashing for past 2 years, then it's something that is a bad rep on your brand as well. So always collaborate with brand that has the same brand value, that has the same brand ethics to yours. And I think it would be just a really great collaboration. I was fortunate enough to do a creative collaboration with a brand called Positive Fee, which is based in San Diego. And I met Sophie, the founder of Positive Fee, through Instagram. And we sort of, before even meeting, we met after 6 months because of COVID, we couldn't meet each other in person. But even through that, we developed kind of a relationship where we spoke about sustainability in fashion, where we spoke about how fast fashion is ruining things, not even socially, but environmentally as well. And we sort of were at the same wavelength. So I'll give you a brief about Positive Fee. So it's a swap shop based in San Diego, where essentially you book an appointment, you take all your old clothes and you donate it to her shop, and you can pick anything, fill a bag full of clothes from that shop, and it all comes into that appointment. So it made sense for me to collaborate with her, because we sort of had that whole same idea of not wasting, or not making sure the clothes don't end up in a landfill. And unfortunately, she had donations which were clothes which are torn, which are bad. Maybe there are stains in them, and she can't put them on the shop, right, for people to take them home. So she approached me and she said, hey, Rashmi, I really like the way you upcycle clothes, and will you do it for a few clothes that I already have in my shop, and which I cannot put it up for takeaway. And I thought it was such a great collaboration, because we were in the same, I said, wavelength, right? We wanted wanted both, like our main aim was not to waste the textile that we have, not to waste the clothes that we have. So we came up with like bunch of products, like we made earrings, we made scrunchies, and these might feel like small products, but they helped us save that textile from going into trash. So that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Like when you brand collaborate, make sure that you collaborate with a brand or a person who is of same wavelength, who has the same brand value, who has the same aim. And I think it will do wonders. It will give you the kind of audience and the reach that you were looking out for. It will help you develop community as well. And I like my second last tip would be to just start creating content, because it took me such a while. Should I not? Should I not? And you will definitely feel bad if someone else creates your idea and you'll be like, hey, I had this same idea. It was just that I was too late. Or else you would be like, oh, I could do this better, but now this idea has already been taken. So my like second last tip would be just go for it. Just start doing it, because you will definitely regret it if someone else does it before you. And my last tip for social media, as well as talking about sustainability in social media background, would be to have fun. I know that sustainability is a very, very serious issue. It is something that it's something that's not to be taken lightly. But I would suggest that when it comes to social media, just have fun with it. If you are interested in making reels, go for it. If you are interested in, writing a blog, go for it. If you are interested in like putting up snarky tweets, go for it, So like just have fun with it, because you will lose interest if you do not have fun with the content you're creating. And everyone, as I said, is working towards the same goal. So if you want more audience, or if you want to educate people, maybe like making interesting reels or making interesting tweets is the way to do it. So showcase your personality while you're doing it. Showcase what you are as a person. And that's what social media is all about. And, just have fun with it. Those are like few tips that I could give from my experience. And yeah, that is my like sort of a small journey in social media when it comes to sustainability in fashion and like conscious consumption, essentially. For a very young person, when I was this young also, the topic of sustainability, as I said, it's such a huge topic, right? To even explain it to a kid, you understand it by living your life, on earth. You understand by your own actions. And as a kid, you're just so young. I remember my grandfather pointing out things what I was doing when I was young, and I felt like, oh, why is he saying this? Like, reusable pens. Like, why do I need reusable pens when I can have different colored use and throw pens just lying around? I can have pink color pen, I can have blue color pen. So why is he saying that it's not, environmental friendly? I couldn't understand that concept of, being like more conscious about what I'm doing then. But I also, on the other hand, I feel nowadays the kids have like really, really good like grasping knowledge about these things as well. Like Greta Thunberg is like the biggest example in front of us, but that also comes with the knowledge that we impart. So maybe if she can find like a kids documentary that has to do with like pollution that is created through fashion, or like pollution in general, and why rewearing clothes is fun or something, or she can do an activity where like she can show her daughter how she had worn those saris in multiple occasions, or like how she loves to rewear, or like, and sari I feel is such an honorable possession. Like it's something I'm eyeing a sari that is in my mom's closet, that was in her mom's closet. So, but that came after a few ages. So maybe show why that sari is precious to her and how like maybe it's a legacy, or like show her, like make it more fun and make her understand that hey, it's the choice that no one else is making, but you know what you're making, so you are like unique a person to make that kind of choice. Or maybe like explain it in a like a friendly way, how these choices are like good and bad, because that's how your realm is at times as a kid, like it's good or bad. But yeah, like make it fun, because fashion and like especially wearing saris can be fun. So like show her like documentaries that like, and there are many kids documentaries as well that explain these like big words in a very simple way, as simple as that. So something like that, maybe start with, or maybe like come up with your own story, like give that sari more like a backstory, even if it doesn't have it. Like kids love that kind of thing, and like they will like hold it preciously and dearly to them. So maybe try that, and when she gets old and like when she's elder, you can explain that why you did that, because you need to also like have sort of like consciousness about your actions, that okay, I showed her this documentary, but what if she has many questions growing up? So like be prepared for that, because kids nowadays also have a lot of questions that we need to answer about. But yeah, make it fun, make it like have a story around that sari, and maybe she would love to wear it on many different occasions also. If you are like catering to an audience which is like as Khushbu pointed out, that maybe not coming from a fashion background, or like they do not know what like I, being from fashion industry, did not know what fashion supply chain consisted of, like what exactly are the processes that are happening, and that is the reason why there is pollution in each and every step of the process. I had no idea about it. Like I think 3 years ago, I was completely in my bliss, enjoying fashion. But again, I would say that follow people who are talking about these things. Follow organizations who are talking about these things. Like community building will only come when you also interact with people who are already talking about it. You also observe how they are interacting with their audiences, because that also gives you a lot of insight. And again, as I said, we all are focused towards a really nice goal. It's nobody is your competition, so everybody is going to wholeheartedly help you build your community as well. So I would say follow people in your niche, follow organizations in your niche, interact with those people, and like maybe interact with them through their posts, or DM them if you have a query about anything. And when it comes to your own audience building, as you know, like even most of my followers are like not from fashion. So for me also, it was a struggle, and it still is. I'm trying to like change my content, or like try to create content so that they understand the different reasons why I took these projects in first place. So maybe start doing interactive posts, where people actually will react, where people will share their opinions, get to know what people want to know from you, because people would definitely want to know like all the basics, like as basic as what is sustainability, or like so why are you talking about re-wearing clothes, or like what is a big deal I re-wear my clothes so many times. Like it is like these are very basic questions, and you feel like, oh, why is he asking me, or why is she asking me this? But like you interact with them, you make them understand your point of view. So create posts that are engaging, maybe through a tweet, start a thread, talk about something that has recently happened, or talk about a movement you're passionate about, or like maybe on Instagram post stories about it. May have many, like you have many interactive like icons also to use in social, like on platforms like Instagram, where you can actually get the insights from your audience. Ask them to comment on your post about their opinions. Message them if you want to, about like if they have commented something and you really want to know where they are coming from, message them, DM them. And I feel like people are always open to conversations and are always open to a knowledgeable conversation as well. So if people don't know about sustainability, or they don't know why sustainability in fashion is important, maybe you starting a conversation with them will lead to a beautiful conversation, and you don't know how you will develop a community with them. So it might be word of mouth also. So that person might talk to a friend. They will be like, oh, I saw this on her platform and she's a really good source of information for the same. Like either make your platform completely information driven. There's a Instagram profile called Sustainably, which is mostly Instagram infographic, or even the Sustainable Fashion Program is mostly infographic pictures. But there are platforms, there are people who, a profile that's coming on top of my mind is Aditi Mayer, who showcases her life, who showcases how she is living a sustainable life, and promote, like showcase your life in that way, and create a community, and community will come to you. So I feel like when it comes to a topic like sustainability, don't think about audience generation, because that is not your ultimate goal. Obviously, it can be one of your goals, but like keep in mind that it's such a big topic to cover, and it's a huge responsibility if you're going to talk about it as well.
Yeah.
So, I feel like the easiest way to upcycle anything is to think about what that material can do for you. Like, not every material will behave in a set way, right? My cotton shirt will have different properties. My leather jacket will have different properties. So think about what that material can do for you. And all the like easiest DIYs are all ghar ke nuskes, like reuse your containers for different things. Like recently my mom used all her containers and made like gardening pots out of them, and it was not something like very creative. Of course, she's a creative person, so she painted it or something like that, but you don't have to paint it. You can just reuse it and utilize it in a different way altogether. Then as simple as when it comes to clothes, you just at times need scissors, you can just cut out the neckline and you have a different top. You can like make slashes on your t-shirt, you have a different t-shirt. Like you can crop your t-shirt and you have like a different outfit now.
Exactly.
So just even using scissors can be like, and thinking about how you can use your clothes, you can make them into shopping bags, you can like use them differently. If it's a muslin cloth, there are so many ways you can use muslin cloth in kitchen, like to make paneer or something like that. So think about what that material will do for you, and then think about like, and use Pinterest. There are so many like ideas out there, and not all ideas are difficult to achieve, and not all ideas are like design centric or fashion centric. So yeah, it's at times it's as simple as using a fork as your gardening stand and writing which herb it is, right? Like you write like it's basil or it's tulsi or something like that. So it's how you use your material. I always say how you think about the material speaks more about how you reutilize and reuse that product. So I would say first and foremost, shop consciously. Shop what you really need. Like, if you are a person who has a personality of a blazer instead of a denim jacket, then go for a blazer instead of a denim jacket. Don't go for that denim jacket, which is going to lie in your closet and it's going to be of no use to you whatsoever. So, my first tip would be to shop consciously and to shop about what you really want in your closet. Like, I can understand what emotional shopping is all about. It's like that at the moment need, but think really, do you need this? Will you be wearing it to more than 5 occasions? If not, then it's really not, it's not necessary in your closet. Then I also think many people sort of do not look at the quality. Like we do, I feel like many people do look at the quality, but quality in a sense like how the stitch is done or how the material feels you. So my second tip would be to look at the quality of a product. If you can touch and understand that outfit is going to be in your closet for many years, then that's an investment. Like, get it. But if you can feel, like, you can actually immediately feel when it comes to fast fashion products especially, that this is never going to last in my closet after 2 wears. So why buy that? So think about quality so that you can get maximum utilization of that product. Then think about, I always feel like, and many stylists also say this, that build your outfits, like build your closet with basics. So basics are like your trousers, your jeans, a white tank top, a black tank top for girls, a shirt, a crisp white shirt. If you have more formal meetings, then different colored shirts. And like, so it all depends on who you are, what kind of, like, if you are mostly into professional, like if you have Zoom meetings almost every day and you have to look professional, then invest in those blazers, those properly form-fitting blazers, because that is going to be investment for your wardrobe. So for every person, the basics of their wardrobes will change, and invest in those. If you feel like I'm a person who wears t-shirts most of the time, then invest in good quality t-shirts and build a wardrobe on that, and it will last you longer. You can obviously layer a top. You can obviously do so many things with one basic. And then I also feel like experiment. Like, don't be shy to experiment with your current wardrobe. Like, try combination, try mixing different colors, try mixing different textures. I had no idea wool and silk together would look so beautiful, but it does. So, but I was so skeptical about that combination. But once I tried it on, or once I saw it on someone else, I was like, okay, this is something that I also can pull off. So do experiment with your wardrobe. What you already have will help you go a long way. And if something like that intimidates you, my final tip would be to keep an inspiration board, to keep maybe a person as your inspiration, or keep a tab on how that person dresses in everyday life. It does not have to be a celebrity. It can be just a person, or maybe in your office, you like their style and you like what they wear, you like how they present themselves. Keep them in mind. Like, maybe like think from their perspective. Will they buy something like that? Oh, I really like the way she carries her like heavy jewelry, but will I be able to carry that? If not, then what else can I do that might give me that kind of look that she has? So think about, like, keep a person or keep a vibe or something as an inspiration for you to help you experiment with your wardrobe. And I think that will help your wardrobe go a long way.
Yeah.
It's something that you actually buy at times for only for particular occasion, and then it's just in your wardrobe for a really long time. So I think that when it comes to Indian wear, think about your particular outfit as separates. If it's like lehenga choli, think about choli separately, think about your lehenga separately. If it's that kaftan with like jacket on it, think about kaftan separately, think about jacket separately. If it's anarkali with a palazzo pants, think about palazzo pants separately, think about anarkali separately. And then you think about how you can, style that one thing. If it's the palazzo pant from your set, how will you style it differently with the products or with the clothes that you already have? Maybe like a cute tank top would look cute with the palazzo set, or like a t-shirt for a casual look with the palazzo pants. And you never know, you have a really good outfit. So I feel like we get stuck when it comes to a set, and we buy it as a set, we wear it as a set, and it stays in our wardrobe as a set. So my first tip would be to think about it as separates, and then think about, if you can't really, like at times you can't really think about it as separates, so think about what different jewelry you can wear, or like as simple as like different, one is gold, one time you wore real gold jewelry with it. So why not experiment with like colorful stones, or why not like experiment with silver jewelry? So think in that terms also, because a jewelry or an accessory, maybe even a clutch, can change a look completely. And hairstyle can change a look completely. So think in that terms, that if you're changing your accessories, might as well change your hairstyle for a bit and go for a completely different look. Think about occasions for which you can actually wear those. Like recently I wore my engagement sari for my brother's engagement as well, but then I wore a different blouse with it. So I was not the right to be, right? So I did not have to go with the whole look which I wore at my engagement. So how can I become a guest? How can I have that guest wala look at the engagement? So, to subdue it, maybe wear like artificial jewelry with it. Maybe wear, like if I had 2-3 gold jewelries, maybe just wear one gold jewelry with it. Switching up the blouse was one of the tricks that I did. So like think about different occasions, and like don't think it like, even while shopping, think about those occasions. That also helps really, really a lot. Like I used to get in that flex where I need to wear this only at a lehenga. I will wear this lehenga only at a shadi. It's so elaborate that I'll wear it only at a shadi. But maybe think about like different ways you can subdue it. If I wear a white shirt with that elaborate lehenga, maybe it becomes a bit casual, So think about it as separate. Think about it from point of view of different occasions, and like how can you like change? At times with sari, you can also nowadays change the way you style your sari. There are so many like tutorials on YouTube to show you how differently one sari can be worn. It can be worn in a dhoti style. It can be worn, traditionally also. The pallu can be taken in a very different ways to cover up your neck or to cover up only your shoulders. So maybe think about in different ways you can wear the same sari again. So yeah, like for Indian wear, those would be my tips. But I'm thankful to you guys. And everyone should check out their podcast. They talk about fashion, and they are going to talk about sustainable fashion a lot in their upcoming episodes. So do check out their podcast. And I want to thank everyone out here for being part of this initiative, and for donating their time as well as money to such a great cause. So thank you for listening to my blabber, I should say, and thank you for being here.
Yeah,